Good evening and welcome to the Kincoy Stadium yet again, this time for the men's football. These two fierce rivals go toe to toe once again, this time in much different circumstances. These two sides have already played each other twice in Bucks competition this season. However, history and form all go out the window tonight as these teams essentially play a one-off cup final here at Kincoy. It's a pleasure to be joined for this one by Alid Hopkins. Alid, a massive game tonight for both sides.
Good evening, Will. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, absolutely buzzing for this one. When we sat down as a broadcast crew and went through which games we were going to cover today, I really picked this one out because I'm gonna have a hot take for you. I think this has game of the day potential. You mentioned last time Met played Bath on this field. It was a 5-1 win for Cardiff Met. Some absolutely brilliant goals that day from Ryan Reynolds and Evan Cadwallader, but it's a very different side playing here today, and Bath will want revenge.
I'm sure they will, and as Varsity 2025 nears its grand finale on Rugby 1, the excitement continues to build, but not before the men's football takes centre stage. For many of these players, it will be the final time they pull on their respective sides' colours, which will only add to the intensity of this game. It's all about winning, not only to secure bragging rights over the other for the next year, but also to take one step further to put the Varsity trophy in the cabinet of their university. Two much changed sides from the ones we're used to seeing being put out, as the majority of the players being fielded this year are final year students who will want to end their university careers on a high. So for Cardiff Met, there's a much changed squad from their usual Bucks 1 team with only 3 players featuring in that side playing today. We also expect Met to play with 5 at the back. Bradwood Harris starts in goal with Chadwick, Lawrence Perry, who has just returned from an injury, Veal and Stan Safe making up the back 5. Lucas McFun and Lewis Watkins combine in the midfield with Skiverton on the left and Adran Premier regular Lewis Rees starting off the right. Up front is number 11 Toby Jones. Bath lining up again with 5 at the back. We expect them to play 5-3-2. Starting in goal is Owen Crawford, the only first year in the Bath side. He's recently moved back to the UK after being a Division 1 athlete across the pond. The back 5 is made up of Cornwell, Creeley, Crook and captain Tom Hands, with Liam Hilditch starting at left wing back. Blake, Richards and Banks make up the midfield 3, but expect to see Blake operating in a slightly higher role. And up front is the duo of Stan Dickinson and Corey Willings. Burkitt, Sissold, Sam Pedro, Johnson and Sam Collins make up the bench. Alid, are there any players in there that you've got your eye on today?
Yeah, well, we were down at the fan zone earlier, weren't we? And we had the chance to speak to Reese Perry starting centre half tonight for the Cardiff Met. And you mentioned there he's just come back from injury. He's got a strap in on his wrist. And it really struck me in that interview just the passion he has for this game, how desperate he is to play this game, and playing through that injury really shows that he's a strong physical centre half who's not afraid to put himself about, not afraid to put his body on the line for his team. And I believe it's his last game as well for Cardiff Met in the Bucks team, so he's going to put everything on the line tonight.
And it'll be interesting to see how these formations line up against each other. Met deciding to start with wingers. As for Bath, they're going more direct through the centre of the pitch. So that'll be an interesting battle to see how the midfield takes shape in this one, Alid.
Yeah, absolutely. And in so many football games, at every level of football, the midfield battle is often crucial. Who can win that battle in midfield? And this game's going to be no different. It's a big occasion. There's a big crowd. You can hear them below us. It's a hot night as well, and these players, especially those midfield players, just need to keep their composure and keep their heads.
Well, it's a cauldron of noise here at Kincoy. The atmosphere really building down below us. We expect more people to be joining after the rugby finishes. The men's rugby finishes over on Rugby 1.
Yeah, and that was an absolute barnstormer down there. The last time we checked, it was 24 all. Not sure how that one's finished, but as you said, Will, yeah, especially looking forward to getting another patch of people coming across from that game to this game, which, as I mentioned, I'm sure is going to be an absolute cracker.
So Stan Dickinson getting ready to kick us off in this one for Bath. The two sets of supporters going toe to toe, voice to voice I should say, down below us. And Alid, I'm so excited for this one.
I can hardly hear myself think at the moment. Both sets of fans are giving it 100%, and I mean, it's been a brilliant day all across campus. The sun has been shining, the atmosphere has been brilliant, and it's building for a cracking match here tonight. The fans are playing their part, certainly.
So we're finally poised to get things underway, which we do. Dickinson kicking us off for Bath, going forwards. That one cleared, trying to find Lewis Rees on that far right hand side. He's taking the ball down well nicely. And Met now will just look to build. Chadwick, the left back. That ball over the top for Rees. And a great defensive header from the captain, Tom Hans there. He had to get something on that one, Aled, because Rees was right in behind.
Yeah, good start for Cardiff, Met. Looking to get that player in behind that ball, in behind that Bath line. It'll be interesting to see if they play a high line tonight, to see if Cardiff Met can exploit those balls in behind.
Strong challenge there from Chadwick. You can just sense from the atmosphere around the bit of needle that's in this game, Alid.
Yeah, absolutely. Down below us is the noisiest section, and as we said, with that rugby game finishing, well, any time now, we should see another big crowd possibly over that far side build and make even more noise.
Well, Cornwell looked to get in behind there, but the ball overhit, allowing Bradwood Harris just to see it behind. How important is the first goal in this one, Alid?
Oh, it's going to be huge. The first goal in every game is huge, but especially in a derby, in a match as big as this one. You know, we're expecting a tight game as well between these two, so the first goal could well be the only goal. We hope not. We hope for goals like we had last time on this pitch, but yeah, as you said, first goal is going to be massive.
Well, a poor pass from Perry there, trying to find Veal. The ball goes out of play. There was no chance he was controlling that one. That one launched long again. The ball nearly ending up on the roof of Nyack, which takes some doing.
Yeah, it's the big punt up there from the Met defenders, and you know, they'll just want to settle down, I think, a little bit and get a hold of possession. Both teams at the moment not really able to get a foot on the ball, just a bit of nerves early on, but we're still early days yet.
Lawrence doing well there, just to see the ball out behind for another goal kick. And we know the style of football Met like to play. They like to keep it on the floor, and despite this being a makeshift team of sorts, I spoke to the manager Charlie Bullock before, and he said they've been training twice a week for the last 6-7 weeks. There's a real togetherness about this group, as Met will be able to drive forwards here, perhaps the first chance of the game. A heavy touch, and Bath just about deal with it, but now the shot comes in, and that one well over. Won't be troubling Crawford in the Bath goal.
Yeah, shouts of a foul there from the Bath fans. It was Finn Skiverton on this left-hand side, and I think a real plan early on from Met. He's playing high up on this halfway line, even when Met are deep in their own half, and a ball from Perry there, looking for him on the diagonal. I think they're targeting Skiverton to get him down this left-hand side in the game. Obviously an area they think they can exploit in this Bath team.
It's been a really bright start for Cardiff Met here, backed by the Ultras, who have come in their numbers. As Crawford goes long, looking for Cornwell in behind, but Bradwood Harris deals with that one. And added the sweeper keeper role is a prominent feature in today's game. Brad Harris showing exactly how it's done there.
Yeah, he did it a lot better than I used to anyway. I was very slow off my line back in my day, but as you said, yeah, a prominent role in modern day goalkeeping now. Goalkeepers need to be aware, they need to be quick off their line, and Wood Harris was there.
Stands safe there, getting his head on the ball, but can't divert the ball back in play. And it goes out for a Bath throw in on the far side. Liam Hilditch, the left wing back, playing his final season for Bath. He also won the Bucks Prem back in 22-23 with Bath as well, so winning pedigree in this Bath side.
Yeah, vital experience for Bath in this side. As we mentioned,
Lawrence half clearing the ball there, allowing Cornwell space to run into the right wing back now. But a poor pass from him, to the cheers of the Cardiff Met fans.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Bath just struggling to get a hold of the ball at the moment. I think neither side has really dominated, but I think Cardiff Met have made the slightly brighter start. Just a little bit more possession, a little bit calmer, but expect Bath to settle into this game.
Veal finds Reese. Reese goes in behind for Skiverton, but Crawford just launching the ball forwards, not taking any risks with that one. Veal and Reese both linking up there on that right-hand side. Both play in the Box 1 team for Cardiff Met a lot, as well as the Adram Prem team. So they'll know each other quite well.
Yeah, vital to get those partnerships and camaraderie in your partnerships, especially in key positions like centre-half partnership. There's appeals for a foul there.
Yeah, Toby Jones went down.
Not happy.
He asked for a foul, the referee waved for him to get up. We saw it was a feature of the women's game earlier. A lot of physicality was let to go by the referee.
Yeah,
probably in this one as well. I say as the first foul of the game was drawn by the Bath player.
Yeah, and we want referees, to keep the game flowing and we don't want stop-start all the time, but there are certain fouls you've got to give. That was certainly one of them, but I don't mind that. It's good to see the ref, as long as it's on both sides. I don't mind them letting those innocuous little fouls go and keeping the game flowing.
Tom Blake there finding Hilditch. Hilditch wins the corner. Expect to see Tom Blake play in a higher position, with the other two Bath centre mids just dropping slightly deeper. Tom Blake to take the corner, an in-swinger, which is whipped in right on top of the Met goalkeeper, Wood Harris. But he did enough to tip the ball past his far post, and it's out for another Bath corner.
Yeah, I think he just lost it in the sun there, possibly, and luckily there was no Bath player at the back post. Somebody get him a hat anyway. I think his eyes are a little bit blind in the sun there, but yeah, let off there a little bit for Cardiff Met.
So Blake to take again. This one driven in, and underneath it a Cardiff Met head cleared, and Lewis Reese will chase after this one. He's won there. He's won the ball first and was taken out. The referee blows for a foul, and the first yellow card of the game has been awarded.
Yeah.
Well, a late challenge that one, Alid. Reese through on goal.
Yeah, it's early on in the game. You don't want to take a yellow card, and he's going to have to be careful now. And maybe he had to do it. It's one of those fouls where you don't want to let the opposition get in behind you on the break, and he's taken one for the team there, I think.
Well, the pace of Reese for all to see there. I mean, you said it was taking one for the team. If he hadn't have won that or taken the player out, cynical, how may it be? Reese was through on goal, and in those situations, despite him being on the halfway line, you fully back a player of Reese's quality to be able to round it off and score.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Cardiff Met, we highlighted it in the first couple of minutes, looking to get balls over the top and in behind this Bath defence. They're quite wide in how they've set up. They've set up in a high line as well throughout this game, so definitely something Cardiff Met are looking to exploit, and so far they're having decent luck with that. With the Bath player there taking the foul for his team.
Perhaps a slight injury concern for Reese.
Yeah, that's not good to see.
Just gone off slightly. He's taken his strapping off as well.
Looks like a sub is warming up, yeah.
Forced into an early change, and that's not the one Bullock would be wanting to make, especially not taking Reese off so early in the game.
Yeah, that's a shame. That is a shame. But it's Jacob Osborne who's come on in replace of him, and big opportunity for him now to make his mark on this
Lawrence
game.
looks to win the header, and the volley comes in! Well, I think it was Veal, the centre-back. He caught it cleanly. He's got a good strike in him.
Yeah, his technique there, brilliant. He caught it cleanly, as you said. Just leaning back a little bit, just wasn't able to stay over the ball, which you need to do. Very difficult skill on the volley, but the contact was amazing.
And that's the first chance really for Cardiff Met inside of the box, and that will give them a load of confidence as Crawford looks to take this goal kick. But that re-substitution is going to be a massive blow for Met. And on the other side for Bath, I mean, in a way, it's going to give them confidence, a player of his ability going off so early.
It is, yeah, but as we mentioned, Jacob Osborne, he's got his opportunity now to replace Reece and really make an impact. And I think Cardiff Met, having settled into this game a little bit better, Bath will just be looking to have a bit of possession themselves and flex them off. So I don't think they'll be too worried about who's on and who's off, but certainly a big miss for Cardiff Met there with Reece going off.
Skiverton looks to get in behind. A strong challenge there from Stan Safe. Bath win the throw-in. Tom Banks on the receiving end of that challenge from Stan Safe. As Bath go long with the throw-in, Veal competes for it. Lawrence wins the second ball. Ball not dropping kindly for either team, but Met can come away with it now. The ball into Skiverton. Out to Stan Safe on that right-hand side. The ball whipped in, but Crawford comfortably claiming that one and throwing it out to...
Yeah, good goalkeeping there from the fresher, and as Lawrence just concedes that foul, he's not happy with the ref. He's going to get a yellow card for that one as well, so a real opportunity there for Bath. Lawrence wasn't happy with that, but the referee had his decision made up. He was in one mind for that. It's a yellow card and a really dangerous free kick now for Bath.
Yeah, you said it there, added a really dangerous position. And with the set-piece quality Bath have in their squad, this could be a problem for Cardiff Met. It's so important. Wood Harris lines his wall up correctly. You've got the likes of Tom Blake standing over it.
Tom Hands
as is
as well.
The captain, Tom Hands, the left footer. Blake takes it quickly, whipped in. And that one, well, Wood Harris missed it completely. And I'm not sure if the Bath player saw it cleanly either. If he had, I think that one could have ended up in the back of the net. Luckily for Cardiff Met, it didn't.
Yeah, and it was a nice early shout from Wood Harris there to come out. He was decisive, but I think he's just struggling with the sun really on that side, and obviously he missed his punch, which he can't afford to do. That's two now where Cardiff Met have got away with those at set pieces, and Wood Harris going to have to settle down and get a feel for the ball, I think.
A real scrap there in midfield, but Matt Richards coming away with the ball. Matt Richards, a Welsh national, making his way back over the border. And as we mentioned, the last time he was here was that 5-1 defeat in the Bucks competition as the referee blows for another foul. Things just heating up slightly, Alan.
Yeah, there's a few challenges just going in at the moment. We've seen 2 yellow cards as well in the last 5 minutes or so early on in this game, so those players are going to have to be careful. But yeah, you can tell it's a derby match, can't you? A few little naughty challenges going in here and there, and free kicks for both sides.
So Watkins over this one, drives the ball in. The flag was up. It was Toby Jones with the header. Crawford had to save it. He didn't know the flag had gone up.
Yeah, it looked like a well-rehearsed set piece there with Harris just going, Jones, just going to the back post and looking for that ball across goal. Goalkeeper did well though, and offside anyway. He just timed his run, but yeah, good set piece routine for Cardiff Met.
Well, Bath looking for an opening as the referee blows for another foul.
A little bit scrappy in the last 5 minutes. Lots of fouls, as we mentioned, being given, and you don't.
Is that so? The players just buying into the occasion just a little bit more than they should be?
Maybe everyone's keen to close men down quickly and put challenges in, and you're just leaving one in on your opponent a lot of the time. And yeah, as you said, I think both sides just need to settle down a little bit. You can press without being that aggressive.
Well, the ball delivered into the box, and another chance there. Lawrence was the one who headed it behind, but the referee blew for a foul on Perry.
Yeah,
you can see that strapping you were talking about earlier in the build-up, Alid, on Perry's right hand.
Yeah, and just a a little shove in the back there. It's a silly foul to give away in the box when you've got an attacking free kick. The referee's going to see that every time, and a missed kick there from Wood Harris. He's a little bit of a shaky start to this game, Wood Harris. Just needs to settle down a little bit, but still a big part to play.
As Bath look to build from the back. Number 4, Elliot Creeley going long there, but safe underneath it. Plays it to Veal, who goes back to Wood Harris. Veal goes long, looking for Toby Jones in behind, but Crawford there on his left foot. No nonsense from him.
We saw that pattern of play again there. Skiverton and Toby Jones just playing on the shoulder of those Bath defenders, looking to get in behind, and Cardiff Met not afraid to send the ball from the back to find those two. Bath playing a high line, as we mentioned, definitely the plan going forward.
We can bring you the current score overall in Varsity. Met are winning that one 51-49, so 2 points in it, which makes this result so much bigger, Aled.
It does, it absolutely does. The overall score in Varsity is really, really close, and this game could have a huge impact on who wins
as
later
Osborne
on.
whips the ball in, Crawford's underneath it. He parried it into the danger zone. But it was Tom Banks who cleared, saved Crawford's blushes, I should say, winning a free kick in the process, but again, a great chance that for Cardiff Met. Just a bit more composure in that final third. Yeah,
and that's one of the first times really that we've seen Cardiff Met get down that right-hand side and put a ball across and make it uncomfortable for Crawford, as we saw there. He got two strong hands to it, but it stayed in the area. It might have just taken a bad bounce for him. He got two strong hands to it, but you've got to parry those away from goal as a goalkeeper.
Well, Osborne there, the player who got the delivery in, is the football social sec, and he has been described as a streets won't forget player. I mean, I'm not sure if I put him in the same category as Adel Taarabt, but Alan, I guess we'll wait and see for this 90 minutes to be played.
Adel Taarabt is the streets will not forget player, isn't he? And
there's a poor pass there from Tom Banks, giving the ball away for Met. Toby Jones looking for the flick on, but the ball finds its way back to Banks in the centre of midfield.
Toby Jones has been lively already in this game. I think he's looking for work. He's putting himself about all across that back line. Really impressed with him and Skiverton on this left-hand side so far.
As Blake tries to make something happen. Corey Willings now just dropping a little bit deeper as Bath go for the crossfield ball for Cornwell. Just too much on that one, and it trails out for a goal kick.
Yeah, looking for the back post as he gives a thumbs up to his teammate there, Cornwell. Similar move to what we saw with Cardiff Met on that deep free kick, looking for that back post and that ball across, but just a little bit heavy there.
Well, the goal kick went long, looking for safe. The Bath retain, and it's out on the left-hand side to Tom Blake. He's the danger man for this Bath side. Will look to operate in that pocket between the midfield and the strikers, and certainly getting a lot of the ball so far in this one. So Toby Jones looks to win the ball back but can't get enough on it. Comes out to Elliot Creeley. Back to Creeley now. Into Matt Richards, who plays for Gloucester City in step 3. Richards usually playing a more defensive midfield role, as you can see him there.
Welshman as well, as we mentioned, coming back over the bridge on the English side of the line today, though.
So the ball goes out to Creeley, a goal scorer in the 2023 Varsity game between these two sides.
Fond memories for him on this pitch in this fixture then, and definitely one Met will have to watch out for as we see Bath come forward again.
As Blake drives forwards there, and it goes in for a strong challenge. The referee, I mean, Blake didn't make contact with his opposing man, but a strong challenge nonetheless.
Yeah,
and I don't think the referee really had too much of a choice to blow for that one.
Well, I didn't think there was much in that, to be honest. It was a little bit late, and that's probably why the referee has blown his whistle. But, in the last sort of few minutes or so, as we mentioned, Bath settled down a little bit more. They've had a little spell of possession there, and that's just what they needed, really, I think, is Cardiff Met with the ball now, and Bath look to push up and press.
The stadium really starting to fill up now as well. It's certainly not going to get any quieter as this one comes straight towards the gantry.
I thought we were going to have to head that one, Will. I was seriously worried there for a minute. I haven't headed a ball in a very long time, but...
throwing it back to the centre-back days.
It's a strong wind here at the moment. It's sunny, but there is a strong wind, and I think that ball just... the wind got under that one, I think.
A little bit of afters there between Dickinson and Perry. Perry, who plays for Taffswell in the Cymru South. A lot of experience in this Cardiff Met side added. A lot of players, as we said, play for the Cardiff Met Adran Prem team, but a lot of other players play for lots of clubs in the Welsh Prem, Welsh South as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a really strong programme of football they've got here at Cardiff Met. Lots of lads, if they're not involved with the Cardiff Met Welsh Premier League side, they are getting regular football lower down the leagues, and it's the same with Bath. We see a lot of these players with Bath City and other non-league clubs around Bath, and it's vital for young players, to get minutes in men's football leagues, and it's two really, really good football programmes here tonight.
It's Cruelly finds Blake dropping into a much deeper position here, looking to get on the ball. He's really the playmaker of this Bath side. As it goes along, Lawrence underneath it. Skiverton try and get on the end of that one. But Jones wins the flick on and will give Skiverton another chance, but a clash of heads here, and the referee doesn't really have a choice to stop.
Yeah.
Signalling over to the bench for the physios to come on.
Creeley and Jones clashing there. I think Jones might have just copped a flailing arm as Creeley caught the head of Jones as he was going down. Just a completely accidental collision between the two, and physio's coming on now. Obviously, referee's got to stop the game for head injuries, and
a lot of blood gushing from the head of Jones there. The challenge resulting in Jones being burst open there. A nasty collision.
Yeah, maybe more than... I initially thought, as I said, it was a flailing arm, but maybe he did catch a head. As we see in front of us, the blood coming out of Jones's head, and the physios really need to get this strapped up, because Jones has been outstanding so far, I think, in this game, and could be really key. Will we see a Kiefer Moore type headband for Jones? Let's hope he can continue.
Yes. Well, it looks like the cut's just above his eyebrow and in his hairline. Jones, you mentioned it there, Alid, one of his strengths is his hold-up play, and we've seen that with the balls into him, whether they be in the air or to feet. He's managed to be really strong against that back five that Bath have, and he's competed and nearly won everything as well.
Yeah, and it's so vital if that's your style of play, to have that player who's so strong at holding the ball up. He commands attention from the opposition centre-halves, and if he can bring teammates, attacking midfielders into play with that hold-up play, and then that opens up a lot more avenues for your attack through the wings and stuff, which it looks like Cardiff Met are targeting. So a good hold-up man in that system is absolutely vital.
And it looks like Jones will receive a little bit of treatment. Hopefully we'll be able to continue as well.
And he looks okay, doesn't he? It looks like it's not any serious lasting head damage. He's just covered in blood, and he obviously needs to go and get that sorted out. But the positive signs is he's up on his feet, and he seems okay.
Yeah, looks like Cardiff Met will be down to 10 men just for a little bit if Jones isn't taken off. As Jones makes his way off the pitch to a warm rendition sung by the ultras below us.
Carmarthen Town player as well, Toby Jones. I've read that's Carmarthen Town, a team that has been in the Welsh Premier for a long time. Previously, a really well-established club here in Wales, and an excellent place for him to learn his trade.
Well, the Met manager, Charlie Bullock, will certainly be hoping Toby Jones will be able to continue in this one. Otherwise, that would have been 2 substitutions made very early on for 2 injuries.
I think he has had to go off. I think it's Harry Phillips, number 26, has come on. So it looks like he has been forced off, unfortunately. I don't think we have a blood substitution in football like we do in rugby.
No.
Maybe that's something the football bosses need to look into, but that's really disappointing for Cardiff Met.
Stand safe, picking up that ball, looking for Skiverton, but he can't get underneath it. And Cornwell now for Bath up this right-hand side. Has a bit of time and he's done well there, finding Richards, who drives into the centre of the pitch, and that's an excellent ball out to Blake, who finds Tom Banks. That midfield 3 of Bath really combining nicely, and Tom Banks winning that free kick there. He's a player just coming back from an injury as well.
Yeah, lovely feet there from Banks, just little shimmy to get past his man and draw the foul. And you know, we saw in that sequence there, Bath, you mentioned before the game, they're playing 5 at the back with wing backs. Those wing backs pushing high. We saw Cornwell on this right hand side nearest to us looking to get high, but lovely feet from Banks there to win his side a free kick.
So Blake drives that free kick in, Veal underneath that one. Bath really starting to dominate the possession now, and that's a wonderful touch from Blake, who whips the ball in but can't make it past the first man, and there may be a chance here for Skiverton to counter. Bath players getting back well, but the ball played in behind for Osborne, squared across for Phillips.
Good counter-attack from Cardiff Met there. I was just about to say, and that's a high foot.
Referee no choice to blow for that one.
You don't want to see any more blood in this game. I was just about to say, on your point there, I think those substitutions has taken the sting out of Cardiff Met as they go quick out to Skiverton.
Yeah, Skiverton getting to the byline, finding Chadwick on his right foot, whips it in onto Crawford, who flaps it at the ball. Eventually cleared, Chadwick again underneath it, now Cornwell for Bath. Get another high boot, the referee allowing that one to continue. Stan Dickinson. And Bath back inside to Blake, but a poor pass allows Skiverton to pick it up, and that's a nice turn. Getting slightly sloppy now.
Tom Blake everywhere for Bath at the minute. Great interception there to stop the Cardiff Met counter.
To Banks. Veals there, who clears, and Phillips will pick up that second ball. Into safe, back to Veal. Perry's pass doesn't quite come off, and Bath will win the ball back. Yeah, Bath just starting to dominate the play now. Met started the brighter of the 2 teams, but forced into 2 substitutions to 2 key attacking players, and Bath, well, they've grown in confidence ever since, Aled.
They have, yeah, and I think, you know, that those 2 substitutions has just taken the sting out of Cardiff Met a little bit, and but having said that, they are looking dangerous on the counter-attack. Going back to that cross that we saw, that's such an intelligent cross, because this low sun is playing such a key part with these goalkeepers.
Well, that's
as we
a ball
see
in behind for Dickinson, who looks to get the ball across to his striking partner, Corey Willings.
This low sun is playing, it's giving the goalkeepers a lot of problems. So putting that ball in the air right into the sun is a really, really smart tactic for both teams.
Corey Willings, the Bath number 9, was the top scorer for the Seconds last season. He's also a man of many trades, recently winning his bout in the Bath Fight Night as Blake goes into the near post. Lawrence does well there, and that's a strong challenge. The referee says the Bath player won the ball, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think Lawrence has been impressive so far for me for Cardiff Met. He's He's looked strong at the back. I know he's got a yellow card, but he's a big body, and Cardiff Met will need him in that back line. He started strong, a loose pass there, goes straight to Banks.
Yeah, that was a poor pass from Veal and Richards. Pirouetting on the ball, and Met have given away a free kick again in a dangerous position. I think it was Lewis McPhun, and a little bit of afters there between Perry again and Richards.
It's all heating up, isn't it? The crowd below us getting into it again, and the players just feeling that pressure. About 15 minutes to go in this first half, and it's really heating up now.
We've reached the half-hour mark in this one. No score as of yet, but Bath with a very promising free kick position here. And I mentioned it earlier, they've got a lot of set-piece speciality in their side. Tom Hands, Tom Blake, and even Ollie Cook, who scored a 30-yarder a couple of weeks ago as well, the centre-back. So there'll be quite a few of them fancying their chances in this one.
And I think this one...
it is.
I think they're more likely to go for goal this time. I think
it's
Cook
have a go. Who lines it up. That one's parrying, and it's into the back of the net. But the offside flag is up.
Cardiff Met getting away with that one again. Wood Harris making a right mess of that again, and he really needs to settle into this game.
Well, it was Cook who took the free kick. He went to the keeper's side trying to catch him off guard, and he nearly did so. Wood Harris carrying the ball into a dangerous position, and luckily for Cardiff Met, the linesman flag spares their blushes. Bath coming ever so close to the opening goal in this one. Cook now. Finding Banks. Back to Banks. Sorry, Richards. Cornwell now looking to get in behind, but Perry shoved off the ball, and that might be the clearest free kick all afternoon, Aled.
Yeah, good defending there from Perry. Just gets his body in front of the attacker there and draws the foul. That's all you need to do in those situations. In basketball, you'd call it a box out. Just use your body cleverly and draw that foul, and gets him out of jail a little bit.
Perry standing over this one, playing it back to the keeper Brad Wood Harris, who helped lead the Bucks Threes to a league title. Osborne back to safe. And the ball again just crossed in, but Cook right behind it, finding Richards now, who has time, operating in that kind of pivot role of the midfield. There's been a lot of interchange in that midfield, in that Bath midfield, Alan, hasn't there?
Yeah, they have. They've played everywhere. You know, the likes of Banks and Blake as well. Richards, as you said, pivoting around, able to play in different spots all over the field, and that's helping them at the moment.
Well, Willings there doing really well. The final pass just goes a-begging. But Crewley now to Cook, who goes long. Safe will have a bit of work to do here, and he's done it incredibly well. He's had a great game so far, Stan Safe.
He has, yeah. He's got good pace, and that's a good piece of defending. Again, just it goes back to basics when you're a kid. Put the ball out and keep it safe, you know. And he gets his body in front and just edges it out for a Bath throw.
Feel the atmosphere just creeping to a fever point. It's almost as if the Met fans are just expecting something to shout about.
Yeah, better period in the last sort of 5 or 6 minutes. The game has calmed down a little bit. It was a little bit frantic before that. Lots of silly fouls going in from both sides. But Bath just out enjoying a little bit of spell of possession here. And as you said, those midfield three are really pulling the strings at the moment.
Yeah, they're knocking the ball about for fun, Bath, at the moment. As Hilditch makes his way inside, the left wing back, finding Cook. Goes out wide again to Cornwell. That's been a feature, added, of Bath so far. Cornwell actually playing as a right wing back, is operating almost as a right winger.
Yeah, he has. He's playing really highly up the pitch, and they're keen to get him the ball. Mackenzie Chadwick, the left back on that side for Cardiff Met, he's got a big job to stop Cornwell on that right hand side, because Bath have seen a little bit of an in that they can get at Cardiff Met on that side. Clearly a player they're looking to target, and at the moment Chadwick's doing well against him.
So Bath just making a substitution. The number 9 Corey Willings going off, and Max Johnston coming on in his place, the number 16, as the referee just asked for another ball.
Yeah, first half substitution, so there must be a little problem with an injury there for him, and again, unfortunate for Bath, but it's unfortunate, isn't it, in a game like this, that injuries have played such a big part in the first half.
Lawrence to Perry, who goes long, trying to find Phillips. There's no match for Ollie Cook. And Osborne there.
It was it's Richards going down, and I saw it. It was a very theatrical fall from Richards. He certainly got the referee's attention. We're too far away to see if there was contact there, but silly foul again from Cardiff Met.
I think his boot is come off.
So there probably was contact
yeah,
then.
Maybe just a little bit.
He certainly let the ref know about it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, Richard's just retying his bootlaces, and will look to get underway once again. Still 0-0 in this one. Earlier on, the women's were defeated 3-1 by Bath here at the Kincoy Stadium. Hopefully the men's side will have something to say about that. As Cook gets on the ball into the captain Tom Hands.
Interesting that Bath have pretty much completely deserted their midfield at the moment. It's this back 5 or back 4 of sort, and they've got 4 up on the Cardiff Met line. Very interesting tactic. There's no one in this midfield. Cardiff Met got numbers around this centre circle. Interesting tactic from Bath.
Well, really, added for both of these two, this game is the pinnacle of their season. Both teams were knocked out in the box quarter final as they look to go long and get in behind, but Lawrence battling really well there. The ball just kept in play, and now out for a throw-in. Cornwell to take.
He's involved again on that right hand side.
I'll get back to that point later, added. It's Blake now finds Creeley, who plays the ball to Tom Hands. Blake into Richards, back to Blake, to Tom Banks.
Good interception.
Stand safe there. And the acceleration as well, taken out. And a third yellow card of the game shown, the second yellow of the evening for a Bath player. I mean, stand safe, we mentioned it earlier, he's had a great game, a great burst of acceleration there to get past his man. And the challenge just slightly mistimed, added.
Yeah, fantastic bit of anticipation there from Sansafe, and we said he had pace, and he looked to show it there, and drew the Bath player into having to hack him down to avoid that counter-attack. Fantastic piece of play from Safe, and he continues his strong start this game.
So Watkins takes yet again the ball driven in, Lawrence underneath it, but couldn't quite find the correct contact. Blake dodging his teammate Cornwell and switching the play out to Hilditch. Shouts of a handball.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that one. I think, yeah, the referee might have let play go on there, but he rules it a handball. But an excellent ball in again from the free kick, and I think it just pinballed between two Cardiff Met bodies in there. Lawrence was involved, looking to get his head on it, and but it's putting that ball into that sun, and Cardiff Met are going to have to go down that end in the second half, and it could really play a factor here for these goalkeepers.
Well, it's take 2 for Cardiff Met, as again the ball's launched high into the Bath box. Perry underneath it this time. And a similar story to the free kick prior. Bath come away with the ball dinked over, but again the offside flag goes up. Wood Harris out quickly.
Yeah, he did well there, Wood Harris. Didn't know it was going to be ruled offside. Had to be alert, and he was.
I think Bath making another substitution. Cornwell, the right back, coming off.
That's an interesting substitution from them. Maybe just in the interest of getting players on the pitch if it's their last game, obviously with Varsity, because he didn't appear to have an injury, Cornwell, and he was the main focal point of their attack, really.
Yeah. Cornwell, a regular for the Ones this season, being replaced by Josh Burkitt, who returns to action less than 7 weeks after breaking his ankle, believe it or not. So great testament to him to get ready for this one.
Yeah, brilliant to see him back.
As Bath look to defend this attack from Met. There is Burkitt with his first touch on the ball. And a necessary challenge, that one, Alid.
Yeah, and I was just having a little chuckle there. We haven't seen a goal, obviously, in this game so far, but I think the crowd just looking to cheer anything at the moment. They cheered that clearance.
There could be something on here. Perry, well, that's great defending from the big centre-back. He got his body in between the goal and the on-rushing Bath attacker. Almost looked for the foul.
Yeah,
but that's football these days for you, Alid.
Absolutely. It's clever defending again from Perry, and we mentioned him before the game. We mentioned him for his physical presence and not afraid to mix it physically, but he's just being clever at the moment, and it's really good defending.
Veal's pass was wayward, but Watkins picks the ball back up, and now Veal can get on it again. Back to the keeper, Wood Harris. Just enough on that one to reach Perry, but Lawrence has to cover his centre-back partner well. And he will win a throw-in for Cardiff Met.
It wasn't the best pass from Wood Harris, and put his teammate in a little bit of trouble, but Lawrence again across to help his team out and does well.
So Chadwick to take the throw-in. Skipperton underneath it, as is Phillips, who finds Osborne, and that's great footwork to get away from his man, and a great pass to open up the space as well.
Fantastic play from Phillips.
Safe. Out to Watkins. Watkins cuts back to Safe. Safe into Osborne, and the idea was the right one, you would say, but just maybe a lack of communication between the three of them there.
Exactly that.
Really good move from Cardiff Met, however.
Exactly that. It was just a breakdown in communication, as you said. A really nice little idea, nice little move to get free on that right hand side and put another dangerous cross into this box. Just didn't work out on that occasion.
Well, here is Burkitt, the number 15 for Bath. Cook to Hands. Hilditch now in behind. Just too much on that one, and Wood Harris will collect. Crawford now clearing the danger. It looked for a second, Phillips might just get on the end of that one, but just too much pace on the ball. As Burkitt goes long, trying to force the play maybe a little bit as we near half time. It's almost added as if both teams are just saying nothing stupid now, let's get in at least with a draw, a 0-0. Well, as I say, Met could be in here with a chance with Chadwick. Back out to Chadwick now. Tries to find Skiverton, who's won a throw-in for his troubles.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Will, I think both sides might be just content to get into the half-time break now and have a bit of a chat with the coaches, regroup a little bit, change a few things tactically and systematically maybe, but we do have an attacking throw here for Cardiff Met. Yeah. It would be huge if they get a goal here at the end of the half.
Jack Veal with the long throw. Met player's gone down in the box. A lack of appeals though. Would have been a soft one to give.
Yeah, you're not going to get those.
As Bath come away now. But great defensive work, safe just picking the ball up, playing it safely back to his keeper, who finds Veal. And having a long throw like that, the one Veal does, is such an asset added to any team, isn't it?
It is, and you know, it's one of those things that modern day managers might not like. It doesn't necessarily look very pretty, but it can be really, really effective. We saw it obviously with Stoke City and Rory Delap in the late sort of 2000s, and we saw how effective that could be there. So absolutely a huge asset for a team.
Well, Perry, again, body on the line, winning a clever free kick. As this one again we expect to get launched into the box, as it does. Skiverton looking to get on the end of it. And his header, well, the contact just not really what him or Cardiff Met were looking for. And it goes out for a Bath goal kick.
Yeah, delivery just a little bit deep. You know, he's got to put some pace on it from there to get it into the box just a little bit deep. And Skiverton was always struggling to get a good head on that.
A chance here for Bath, potentially. As Johnston looked to break through. Blake can now pick the ball up. And Johnston's in behind, but Perry covering Veal really well there, and a very necessary challenge.
Brilliant covering from Perry, and he saw the danger and he intervened, because I think Wood Harris, although he was off his line quickly, I think the Bath man would have beaten him to that ball. Really crucial intervention there from Perry.
Bath win another throw-in. Tom Hands looks set to take this one. Again, looking for a long throw. Lawrence underneath that one. He let the ball bounce. But Perry goes down. And as he does, the referee blows for half-time. The score currently here at King Coy Stadium, 0-0 between Cardiff Met and Bath. Alid, hasn't been too much to cheer about in the first half, really from either side. Bath with the offside goal. What do both sides have to do in the second half in order to win this one?
Yeah, I think it's it's obviously a tentative occasion. Everyone's a bit nervous. There's a big crowd here, and I think we saw that in that first half. Lots of scrappy tangles in the middle of the pitch, and those two subs that Cardiff Met had to make, I think, really took the wind out of their sails a little bit. I think they started the game better, and Bath have grown into the game and they've had a little bit more possession. But having said that, Cardiff Met look really good on the counter-attack. They're very direct. They're looking to get their quick players down the wings and really attack Bath. So I think for Cardiff Met, absorbing pressure, they've defended well so far, the likes of Perry and Lawrence at the back. And I think if they can hit Bath on the counter, that could be the key. Set pieces, long throws as well. And for Bath, I think those midfield three have shown their quality in patches in this first half. And I think it's just for them about staying patient and waiting for that chance to come. And obviously being aware of that counter-attack as well.
And for Bath, well, they've really controlled most of the possession in this one. The three centre-backs very comfortable on the ball, but that midfield three of Richards, Banks and Blake added, they've had a real effect on this game, haven't they?
They have, all three of them. As you mentioned earlier, in that half have pivoted. They've gone in different positions, and it's very difficult to man mark those players. Then it's very difficult when they're changing positions and they've got their back to goal 1 minute, they're receiving the ball on the half turn, the next minute they're up in towards the forward line, the next. It's very hard to put players on those players to mark. The likes of Blake and the likes of Hans. Cardiff Met ideally would like to put a player on them to mark him out of the game and keep him down, but when they change positions like that all the time, it's very, very hard to do.
And that's the thing, both teams lined up with 5 at the back. Bath lined up with 3 central midfielders, Met only 2. So from a Bath perspective, they always have that extra man in the midfield anyways.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I think both teams setting up very similarly look to play in similar styles. I think Cardiff Met, if they had their own way, would like a little bit more of the ball and would like to do what Bath have done, but they've had to adapt to that. Those 2 subs have killed a little bit of that game plan of what they wanted to do, so they've had to adapt their game plan, and that's football. That's good coaching. That's good intelligence by the players to be able to adapt that system and figure out a system to adapt to your opposition that can work. And I think Cardiff Met are going to have to do that in the second half.
And just quickly, last question for you, Aled. You obviously mentioned it really with your first answer. Reece and Toby Jones both having to be taken off due to 2 different injuries very early on in the game as well. Do you think that's taken a little bit of fear factor away from that Cardiff Met attack? Or do you think Bath will gain a little bit of confidence from a player like of Reece's quality now not being able to see out the rest of the match?
Yeah, it was unfortunate, Reece going off as early as he did. We didn't really have a chance to see him flex his muscles on this game, and Jones was really, really putting himself about. He was all across that forward line. He was looking to win headers, he was looking to play with his back towards goal and really spearhead in attacks for Cardiff Met. And yeah, I think possibly you're right. I think Bath have seen that change in Cardiff Met and how they've had to adapt their play, and they've looked to take advantage of that. And again, that's good management, that's good football coaching, and potentially, but then there's a huge opportunity for these subs to come on and make an impact as well.
So we'll just run you through a few full-time results from Varsity. Met won 80-35 in the netball earlier on today. That was one of the first sporting events of Varsity. Met also won the cricket, both men's and women's. Met also won a thrilling encounter in the futsal. It was a 7-all draw, and then they won on penalties, so I can't say I'm very jealous of those people who were down there for that one. However, some of the results that went in Bath's favour. Bath won the athletics by a really close margin. In the end, it was only 2 points that separated both universities, Bath winning that one 49-47. Bath also won 7-1 in the badminton, and earlier on today, Bath women won 3-1 in the football as well. Joining me now is Tom. Tom, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. My name's Tom. I'm from University Radio Bath. Going to give a bit of a biased Bath perspective of what's gone on in the game so far. Happy to be here.
Yeah. What have you made of the first half then?
Very enjoyable first half. Varsity as a whole has been a brilliant experience for me, my first Varsity. And I tell you what, from a Bath perspective, I'm very pleased. I don't know how you guys feel from the Cardiff perspective, but we've been playing a very possession-style football. I don't know an exact figure on what the possession is for Bath, but every time we get the ball, we just seem to keep it for quite an extended period of time. And as well, when Cardiff do get it back, it just seems to find its way back to Ollie Cook in Bath's back line very quickly. And so, yeah, very pleasing from a Bath perspective.
Obviously, Bath playing quite a strong team. Most of the players have represented the Bath team through in the ones. So obviously, playing together, that must have some sort of impact on the squad out there today as well.
Yeah, this team has been moulded over 4 years, really. At Bath University, a lot of students do a placement. I know that entire back line for Bath have been on placement together, so they've been playing since first year. So the chemistry between the three at the back is just top notch, and yeah, it's quite an experienced team here for Bath Uni. Yeah.
So 0-0 as things stand. Obviously, Bath had the goal disallowed for offside as well. What things would you like to see Bath doing in that second half in order for them to really kick on and take this one?
Yeah. I think we can get a little bit more of a physical threat from these corners. We've had a fair few, and they just don't seem to have quite had the impact that I would have liked. At the moment, we seem to be playing it around the back a lot and not really quite doing as much as I would like in terms of finding that killer ball through the lines.
Then you have to give credit to the Cardiff Met defence from that
point of view.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, the Cardiff Met defence has done really well in sniffing out any attacks from Bath. But at the same time, I think from a Cardiff point of view, they need to try and get a bit more of the possession, because at the moment it's just Bath who's dominating in that respect.
And just quickly then, let's take away from the football. You said Radio Bath. That's what you do. Explain that one for me then.
Yes.
Just quickly.
So obviously it's not quite as good as the coverage here on Cardiff Met.
Does that count for the Varsity score, that one?
Unfortunately not. But yeah, we are currently live on Uni Radio Bath. We're probably playing a few songs right now, maybe a bit of Fontaine's DC. But yeah, I run the sports. I'm head of sports at Uni Radio Bath. We do commentary for lots of the Bucks games for the Bath first team, and not just football, of course, across various sports. We also commentate at Bath Rugby and Bath City FC in town as well.
Perfect. Well, Tom, thank you very much for joining me up here. I'll pass the mic back to Alid. The Bath players are already out for this second half.
Yeah, they're raring to go.
Still waiting for those Cardiff Met players, Alid.
Yeah, interesting always to see that. You can read into that in different ways. You know, sometimes the coaches need that little bit more time with the players at half-time. Some of them prefer just to say very little and let the players sort it out themselves, and two different styles really of half-time for both sides.
So a massive 45 minutes of football left to play here at King Coyd. Well, here we go then. Cardiff Met getting us back underway for this second half. 0-0 the current scoreline. Bath having a goal disallowed in the first half. But apart from that, Alid, there wasn't really too many other chances.
No, we saw a volley, didn't we, that was high, wide and not very handsome from Cardiff Met, and really, apart from a few decent crosses into the box, that's really all the chances that Cardiff Met had. As you mentioned, Bath with that disallowed goal, not too much else for them either. So let's hope this game kicks into life a little bit more in the second half, and we see some goals.
That's what we want. Goals, goals and more goals. As we wait for the officials to make their way back out, that's where the hold-up is coming in. Both sets of teams out. Yet to see the referee and his linesman. I'm sure it won't be too long until we see them, though.
Always someone we're waiting for, isn't it? Still finishing their cups of tea or
whatever it is.
Half-time snack. No,
I'm sure my dad would say it's a lot more professional than that now.
I think speaking of the referee, I think he's we mentioned early on that he seemed to be we wanted him to let play go. I think, to be honest, he has brought some fouls back that he could have perhaps let go, but in fairness to him, there's been a lot of fouls which are clear fouls as well.
Yeah, and I think officials these days, they do get a lot of stick. I think the referee that we have out here today, he has refereed and officiated the game quite evenly, and I don't think he's had a bad game at all.
No, absolutely. So far, so good as they come out now. But yeah, we've just been informed as well, away from Varsity, that the Cardiff Met women's rugby team have upset the league champion holders Hartpury away in Hartpury in the semi-final of Buck Super Rugby. So they are through to the final at Rodney Parade of Buck Super Rugby. Amazing achievement for them.
19-12, that scoreline, Alid.
Amazing for them.
And we saw a couple of weeks ago how good Hartpury were.
Yeah.
When they came here to Rugby 1 and ended up clinching the league title there.
They did, and it was a spirited performance from Met that night, and I think they always had it in them, and they've obviously gone up there today and produced, and a fantastic result for them.
Yeah, Met scoring one of the tries of the season in that one as well, so if you haven't seen it, definitely head to the Cardiff Met Sport TV YouTube channel and watch the highlights between Met and Hartpury women's rugby, as the referee is back out here and we get underway for the second half. Veal going long immediately. Skiverton not able to control that one.
Interesting, a direct angle ball straight from the kickoff. Cardiff Met again not changing much from this direct style.
As Watkins finds Lawrence, who was just clipped by the Bath player, as the Ultras spring into life, and I think the Met players will need a bit more of that.
Yeah, clever little turn there from Lawrence just to draw the foul, and they can set up just on the edge of this box for another free kick and a really early opportunity to take the lead in the second half.
Watkins takes and again launched into the box where Lawrence awaits, but Blake will take the ball down and turn nicely. Stand safe.
Across quickly there, wasn't he?
It looks as if Corey Willings, the Bath number 9, has come back on. Max Johnston was the player who originally replaced him, but it looks like they've reverted that at half-time. As Perry, wins another free kick, and he's done that all afternoon, hasn't he, Alan?
Yeah, and it's a really silly foul again from Dickinson. We've seen these little silly fouls, and he knew exactly what he did there, and it just gives Cardiff Met an opportunity to get out of their own half. That's the occasion for you, isn't it, I think?
Veal goes long again, that one. Not quite the same effect as Perry gets underneath it. Perry been fouled multiple times, Alan. He's the type of player who I think just relishes in that physical contact.
Absolutely, yeah. Talked about him top of the show, and he's put a big performance in so far.
As Cruelly finds Richards, who plays the ball into Tom Blake. Tom Blake has only ever played for Bath Wands, and I think you can see why after his first half performance and early on in this second half getting on the ball immediately as that one's played long. Looking for Dickinson, but Wood Harris there claiming the ball, being strong, and that's what you want from your goalkeeper as a defender.
It is, and interesting that Wood Harris is now on that side with the sun in his eyes, and we saw him in the first half a little bit shaky at times, and it's not going to get any easier for him.
I mean, from up here as well, Alan, it doesn't look like the tallest goalkeeper. I'm not sure if that's because he stood next to Perry or not, who must be about 6'5" from up here, but there could be a reason why those crosses and everything might have been a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, when I was going around the pitch for the warm-ups, you are right. He's not the tallest of goalkeepers, but that doesn't always matter. You can run into problems with the cross. I think a lot of the problems he's had, they've been unchallenged crosses. I think he's just having problems with the sun and the occasion, perhaps. But the Cardiff Met are really going to need him to step up in the second half.
Well, Johnston is back on. He wasn't taken off, so I'm just trying to work out what change has been made there. Sam Collins, the number 12, has also come onto the pitch, so we'll try and confirm those substitutions as soon as we can.
It's always difficult at Bucks level, isn't it, for the commentators when you don't have that board going up to show you the numbers, exactly who's coming onto the pitch and who's going off. You kind of have to do a little bit of investigative work whilst you're trying to watch the game.
Well, there is Collins on the ball, but Met have won a free kick. Veal goes along with his throw in. Johnston sees the ball go behind him, but Cook's there to see the ball out, and Crawford will take the goal kick. Crawford, as we said earlier, was a former Divisional 1 athlete over in the States before coming back here. He's also played for Woking, and he's also played in the Gothia Cup 3 times, which is the largest youth tournament in the world, so a wide range of experience for the Bath number 1.
Yeah. Says a lot if you're only a first year and you're the number 1 in Varsity. Obviously the Bath coaches rate him very highly.
Yeah, he's been number 1 for the Bucks side as well all season. Actually runs his own TikTok account with over 160k likes.
Well, there you go. Time in the States, I'm sure, taught him how to gain a following on TikTok.
That's safe. Looks for Skiverton in behind, and there may be a chance here for Cardiff Met, but Crawford calmly done, chesting the ball down and then sending it long himself for Chadwick.
Looking for Skiverton in behind there again. These tactics appear to be the same.
Lawrence doing really well there, playing the ball into Watkins, and there may be a chance here for Osborne. Picking the ball up on that left-hand side, he curls one. Osborne. Well, the shot. Crawford was always comfortable with that one. No real oomph, I would say, behind it.
Just leaning back again, but those are the spaces, that Crawford wants to get in on that right foot, and if he gets a bit of space, he's shown that he's not afraid to have a go. Just just leaning back a little bit and puts it well over the bar that time. But positive that when he gets in those spaces, he's confident enough to have a strike.
Well, Watkins going off for Cardiff Met. Coming onto the pitch, number 22, Alfie Jones, who also plays club football for Abergavenny Town.
This game, second half, just hasn't kicked into life yet, is it? It's very much the same as the first half so far.
So it looks like Chadwick has moved into a midfield position, and Alfie Jones goes in at left wing back as Crawford claims that one, despite the pressure from Skiverton. There's Blake again. That's a great ball, but Perry, well, did all that he needed to do just to see that one back to Wood Harris.
Yeah, good decisive goalkeeping again from Wood Harris. And just on this left-hand side closest to us, Tom Hands in acres of space. This left-hand side, they didn't see him that occasion, but look for him, the captain, to make something happen down this left-hand side for Bath.
Yeah, Tom Hands moving out to the left-hand side to accommodate Johnston at centre-back. As that one finds Veal, who pings it in to Osborne. As Veal launches this one into the box, can't find a Cardiff Met head, and eventually cleared by Bath. Safe battling with Stan Dickinson there, and that's a strong challenge on Blake, who's not happy with the challenge from Perry, who does pick up a yellow card. I mean, if I put those two men in a fight, I know which one I'm going to be picking to win all day long. But Blake getting the better of Perry there.
Yeah, and strong challenge. I think he actually did come out with the ball, but it was just the nature of the challenge, going in very aggressively, possibly two-footed as well, and the referee deeming that to be a yellow card. It's one of those where probably 10 or 15 years ago that's fair game and play on, but in modern football it's a yellow card.
Days anymore.
No.
His hands takes that ball into the box. Over for Collins, and a bit of miscommunication there between the two Bath players. Sees the ball out for a Cardiff Met throw-in. Skiverton bursting down that left-hand side now, cutting infield. Not too much on Skiverton, lines one up! From here, well, I couldn't quite tell where that ball was going, but in the end it just veered off to Crawford's left, and in the end, well, Alan, it was very far wide.
It's very difficult, isn't it, to get that shot away accurately when you're moving that quickly across goal, but it was a great piece of play from Skiverton, and he cut down that wing, cut back inside, and his teammates were scrambling to get up and help him, but just couldn't. Bath defence rallied well and forced him into that audacious shot, and it goes well wide in the end. But
and in those situations, as an attacking player, when there's not really too much on, you're always welcoming a shot, really, aren't you, Alex?
Yeah, it was a bit of a last resort, I think, for Skiverton. It was always going to be a difficult chance, but if you can get a shot on target at least, and perhaps win your side a corner, that's always going to be a positive. But positive play from Skiverton, definitely.
I think on the flip side of that, Bath will be very pleased with how their defensive performance has gone so far as well. Cardiff Met really haven't been too much, haven't attacked with too much proficiency, was the words I was trying to say. All the shots have been from outside of the box. They haven't really managed to work their opportunities yet. So from a Bath point of view, Aled, those centre-backs, although they've chopped and changed, They must be really pleased so far.
They have, and they've had to deal with a lot of direct play, a lot of long balls, a lot of high balls, which can be difficult to defend at times, and they've defended the set pieces pretty well as well. And as you mentioned, I think they'll be happy with their defensive display so far. If you can keep Cardiff Met to shots from outside the box, you're gonna win a lot of those duels, and your goalkeeper's going to have a chance. So
Collins avoiding another strong challenge, but that's McFun who's gone down, and he looks to be in a bit of agony there.
Bit of cramp, I think.
Yeah.
He's in a bit of discomfort, just trying to stretch out his legs. His teammates going across now. It's
taken 3 of them. Yeah, that's a bad cramp. It's taken 3 of your teammates to sort it out for you.
Yeah, as we mentioned, I think Bath, if they can keep Cardiff Met to audacious shots like that from outside the box, they'll be very happy. It's going to be interesting, as we mentioned at half-time, whether Cardiff Met can get this chance on the counter-attack, because when they have come forward on the counter-attack, they have looked dangerous, and it only takes one chance to score. And as we mentioned earlier, this game very, very tight, very few chances. It could be one goal that separates these two teams at the end.
Could just be one. As Veal, what a throw that is, by the way.
Well
Jack Veal
defended
into
by
the box,
Creeley.
but Bath come away with it. Here's Richards now, and that's a great ball out to Blake on that right-hand side. Blake whips the ball in, and that was Dickinson, who just couldn't quite get on the end of it. But that pass out there from Richards on the outside of the boot to Blake, who whipped it in.
Yeah, and this time it's Bath on the counter-attack, and very quick counter.
Very, very nearly.
Yeah.
Working an opportunity there.
I thought Blake might have taken an extra touch there and just gone more towards the byline. He opted for the early cross, looking for Dickinson, just a little bit too much on it. But Bath showing how quickly they can counter as well.
Johnston in field to Willings, but safe again, picking the ball up, and he's been everywhere safe, hasn't he? As Richards now looks to turn the tables, and he's played Blake in this side on the left. Blake whips it in, but no one on the end of it again, and Alfie Jones will deal with it, and the ball eventually trickles out for a Cardiff Met goal kick.
It was a clever position taken up by Blake there. We mentioned in the first half how much those midfield 3 are moving around and taking up different positions, and Safe had just come forward from that right back position from Cardiff Met. He was up on the halfway line, and Blake just occupied that space. He knew he possibly would have a one-on-one on that side, and he'd need a covering defender to come across, so he just took up that position. Really intelligent play by Blake.
Just another break in play here, I think.
Substitutions for Cardiff Met.
Being made. Osborne coming off. I think that's Jack Hockenhull who's been brought on in his place.
Another player who's quick and direct, likes to get at the back line, so
But there could be a chance here for Bath. But the on-rushing attacker just couldn't get the ball under control as Hockenhull looks to make an immediate impact.
yeah, looking to get into the game early, looking to impact the game early. Saw a little bit of that pace, and another long throw from Veal here.
Veal again, long into the box. This one drops. It was Jones, but he didn't connect with the volley cleanly.
Yeah, and it's a decent technique actually from Jones. You know, you like to strike the ball from those positions low into the ground, and it makes it difficult for goalkeepers. So a decent technique there, just didn't get all of it, and it trickles wide in the end.
So Alan, if this one ends in a draw, as it is currently, 3 points will be awarded to each side. I don't know. For me personally, I'd like to see a winner. If that was to go to penalties, I understand it. But I think you have to have a winner, especially in these sorts of games and these sorts of events.
Yeah, we always want a winner. We always want excitement, and some changes coming on for Bath now. Plenty of fresh legs needed in this second half to try and get that winner. Both sides changing things up and shuffling the pack. But yeah, as you mentioned, the game hasn't really burst into life at the moment. But we mentioned that quarter-final, the Cardiff Met lost to Nottingham a few months ago, and that one just burst into life out of nowhere, didn't it? 2 quick goals for Nottingham, so anything can happen.
So Emmanuel San Pedro has come on, the number 7 at left back, and the number 17, Max Sissold, who apparently is only in the squad because he lives with a gaffer. Make of that what you will. Although he's said to have a wand of a left foot, so we'll see if he can make an impact on that left-hand side as well. As Bath divert the ball inwards, just overrun it slightly, and here is San Pedro, the noise it can going up as the ball's whipped in. Wood Harris claiming.
Perry with another big interception there, and we've praised him a lot tonight. Another good piece of defending from him, but Cardiff Met ugly at the back there, and they gift possession back to Bath.
It's Richards finds Burkitt. Plays the ball back to Johnston, to the captain, Tom Hands. Into Sisson, and that's a lovely little flick. Unfortunately, no one there. And now Perry can pick the ball up, and Hockenhull may get in behind, but just too much on the pass there. It looks like Perry's been moved into a midfield position.
That's interesting. So he was playing very, very well at centre half. That's a interesting tactical tweak.
Looks like they may have gone to a back 4, Cardiff Met. As Dickinson looks to get in behind. He's been taken out from a combination of Wood, Harris and Veal. I'm not sure which Cardiff Met player got the worst of Dickinson there, but he got a bit of sandwich.
Well, they both high-fived each other at the end, so they were clearly happy with their work there between the two of them. But yeah, really good ball forward into that corner, into that channel, and he draws the foul there. Dickinson does well, gets his body there first in front of the goalkeeper and the defender, and another dangerous position for Bath here. I think if I were them, I'd get a right footer on this and put it right on top of Wood Harris, because into that sun he's had trouble so far.
Sissold to take, and the ball is whipped onto Wood Harris, but Safe can get the ball away, and Met will look to counter Hockenhull. Can't quite get on the end of it, but the Met fans really bursting into life now.
Yeah, and the team's going to need them. It's these kind of tense, tight matches that the fans can really play a major part. And we mentioned Jack Hockenhull there. He's impressed me since he's come on. He's looked to get in behind, much like Cardiff Met did in the first half, and he's got pace, and that's always handy for a good striker looking to get in behind. Jack Field going off on this side. Looks like it's just trying to see who's come on.
Lewis Watkins has come back on, number 16.
Clearly the team have agreed to roll in subs, it appears, which that's quite nice. Getting a lot of these guys game time in possibly their last matches for their university. It's good to see that agreement between the two teams.
Well, Watkins there, arriving slightly late, and gives away a free kick. It was Collins who was fouled. And that's a strong challenge by Safe. I mean, again, it was a 50-50 ball in the air. Safe, well, maybe went through the back of Sissold a little bit too strongly.
He certainly did, and you know, we've praised Stan Safe all game. He's been absolutely brilliant. That was, again, just a bit of a silly foul, and I think he's coming over to just check his opposite numbers okay. I don't think he meant to do that, but just a ball. It looked to be going over the head of him, and just not a foul that you need to make there. And yeah, a rare error from Stan Safe there.
I think Sissold just a little bit winded. Stan Safe did land right on the top of him. The one thing that's really impressed me about Safe this afternoon is he's brought a tremendous energy up that right-hand side.
Yeah. Anticipation as well for me. He's a highly intelligent player, and that anticipation is key for a wing-back, for a full-back, just to be able to snuff those balls out quickly.
That delivery from hands, maybe just a little bit overhit. It does find Collins, who's whipped it back in for Dickinson.
Wood Harris does well in the end.
It was Creeley who got the last touch on it.
Looks like he had a bit of a knock there, Wood Harris.
But that's what you want from your goalkeeper, to be big and strong in those situations. The ball was there to be won and he had to win it, and he did exactly that.
Best opportunity of this second half that we've seen really for either side. That didn't quite see who it was at the back post, but a really good header back across goal, and those are so difficult to deal with at times.
Well, roughly about 20 minutes or so left of this one. Still, this tie looks for the first goal.
Some more subs coming on there for Bath. Matt Richards has gone off. Hilditch, looks like he's back on this side.
Well, after those substitutions were made, the point I was going to make was coming into those last 20 minutes. It is getting to that point where it's almost now or never. And the Cardiff Met fans doing everything they can to spur their team on.
I can't hear myself think under here at the moment. Both sets of fans going crazy, as you mentioned. Good header there from Perry again.
Collins out wide to Creeley, but Perry there again, getting his body in the way.
Yeah. Good defending again.
Yeah, as you said, had great defending, and he's done that all evening.
He has, and it looks like he's gone back to centre half now. So his stint in midfield didn't really last long. With these rolling subs, Will, and these changing formations, very hard to keep up with who's on and who's off. But Perry, back to his natural position, I think now at centre half, and more strong defending from him.
Well, it has been an evening for defending so far. As Perry just
not too sure what's going on here. Perry just booted the ball off the field.
Taking a moment.
I don't think the ref knows either. He's looking for the ball. Clearly a miscommunication between Perry and the referee there.
Well, Perry will go over to retake this free kick. That one launched forwards, but again a similar result. And they go straight out for a Bath throw-in.
Yeah, and I was just watching Perry in that last exchange there, and he perhaps got a little bit of a knock after that last pass to play on when he drew that foul. Looks like he's going off now. Yeah. I think he must have had a bit of a knock there. He didn't look comfortable, and maybe he's just a bit tired. He's put a lot of work in tonight.
Yeah, Jack Veal replacing Perry. Veal, someone who's played a lot of football for Cardiff Met this season. Skivington does well there, safe. Looks for Hockenhull, but the ball just slightly behind him.
It's all getting a bit scrappy at the moment, isn't it? Lots of changes, players moving around, and lots of tiredness out there, I think, at the moment. It's been a hard-fought game so far, and just a few misplaced passes here and there, a little bit scrappy.
One goalkeeper finds the other. Met win a free kick for a handball there.
Yeah, I think Hockenhull's acting there convinced the referee that he should give a free kick, but it was really good energy from Hockenhull to get across and press the Bath defender there and win a free kick for his team in a dangerous position.
I mean, I don't know how he would feel about me calling him a figure skater, but he's like glided across the 3G here. As the ball's whipped in, Skivington was the closest to it.
Good header away from Max Johnston. Really important header. As you mentioned, Skivington had made a good run across goal.
Veal launches another into the box, but Johnson's there. San Pedro now. Bath scrappy defending, but Collins, and that's a silly challenge. And I'm not too sure who the referee gave that yellow card to, because if it was to Lawrence, he would have been sent off after picking a yellow in the first half, so it couldn't have been him.
No, it wasn't Lawrence, but yeah, similar to you, I couldn't catch who that was. They kind of jogged away from the referee to, yeah. I think, try and avoid that yellow card, but
referee had other ideas.
Yeah.
Sissold is beaten to it by Wood Harris. Not the best goal kick there. San Pedro gets underneath that one. And there's Osborne. And another strong challenge there, this time from Chadwick.
Yeah, really good pick-up in that midfield pocket. A header from Lawrence, and Osborne picked that ball up well, was just looking for an out ball through the middle of this Bath defence. Just not one there, but good position in there from Osborne.
Chadwick, the second team captain. He also won the Bucks National Cup last year. We enter the last 5 minutes of this game at 15, sorry. Hockenhull looks to get on the end of that one. I think that one might have just cleared the ground.
That's on the lacrosse pitch, that one, yeah.
Well, Veal switches the play excellently for Jones, but he can't quite keep it in. And we're creeping towards that final 90th minute, Alid. What do we need to see from both teams in order to find a winner in this contest?
I think it's just, at this stage, it's going to be that one clear-cut chance, isn't it? We haven't really seen that from either team. Obviously, Bath having a goal disallowed for offside earlier, but Bath have had the best chance of this second half. Cardiff met a few speculative efforts, but they're on the
right here with Chadwick. Dinks the ball back onto his left foot. But that one cleared.
Well defended
by Bath,
again.
And there could be a counter-attacking opportunity here with Sissel.
Connor Cook there, covering really, really well.
Yeah, his playing style described as Mr. Head It and Kick It.
Yeah, as we were saying there, I think it's going to take that one chance that either side could get. I think is going to win this game. That one clear-cut opportunity, and it's going to be tough to create that chance because both teams have defended well. But as we see, tired bodies, tired legs, that space might open up and we might see that chance.
Yeah, Chadwick being replaced by Lewis Midfield. Here is Midfield, who goes long looking for Hockenhull in behind, and he will get there first, the striker.
Good defending.
Fast touch on it though, sees it out for a corner.
Yeah, really good run forward again from Hockenhull. As we mentioned, since he's come on, he's really looked to take it to this Bath defence, and at the moment, on the Cardiff Met side at least, you have to say that if they're going to get a winner in this game, he looks to be the one who's going to create it and possibly the one to score it, and forces a good intervention there from Bath and a huge chance from this corner.
Met take the corner, drive the ball in, but Crooney was underneath it, only as far as Jones. Cook, I should say, in the shot now, blocked. As Watkins plays the ball back to Alfie Jones. Jones to Osborne now. Met just probing as the ball's crossed in yet again. The header underneath it to Lawrence. The shot comes in!
What a save that is.
What a save by Crawford.
Owen Crawford, that was a brilliant save. Lovely bit of neat play by Cardiff Met as they take it quickly.
Veal whips the ball in, and there's the Lawrence, and it's in! Cardiff Met take the lead! It's Louis Lawrence, who might have just sealed it for Cardiff Met.
Well, we mentioned Louis Lawrence and how good he's been defensively in this game, and he's produced a moment that could possibly win Cardiff Met Varsity. It's a header, it's an ugly header down into the ground, but Crawford, having produced a brilliant save a moment ago, can't keep that one out. And Louis Lawrence, who's had a brilliant game at the back, might have just produced the winner for his side.
That was the chance we were talking about, Alid, for either side, and it was Cardiff Met who came up with it. Louis Lawrence, who's been a monster all day in defence, comes up with the goal when Cardiff Met need it the most. And if things stay the same, you might as well give him the keys to the campus, because that might have just sealed Varsity for Cardiff Met.
That is a huge goal, and the Cardiff Met supporters are going wild. We saw the whole squad go to that corner, even the subs came across, sprinted across the pitch to congratulate Louis Lawrence. He's getting a lot of high fives off his teammate now. Is that the moment that has won Cardiff Met Varsity? We'll have to see. Bath will have something to say about it.
Well, Bath making a triple substitution now, going for it. They have to go for it. 1-0 down as Richards plays the ball in behind. But Hockenhull had gone a little bit too early there. Crawford will collect and launch the ball back forwards. Cornwell into Blake now, who drives inside. The pass is on, but offside flag goes up against Cornwell.
And we've got about 9 9 or so minutes on our clock. We do have to stress that clock is a bit of an estimate. So the referee will dictate how long is left, but Cardiff Met, a lot of defending to do in however long is left. Bath are not done yet, and this result is not safe.
Wood Harris, not the best free kick there. Cardiff Met win the throw-in as the Archers burst into song yet again.
Yeah, and not what Cardiff Met needed from Wood Harris. We mentioned he's probably not at his best game, but needs to really step up for his side here. He might be needed to make a big save and secure this win for Cardiff Met. And if he does, he'll be a hero.
Exactly that. He's done what he's needed to do, Wood Harris. And I don't want to speak too soon, but as things stand, he's on his way to a clean sheet at a Cardiff Met victory at Varsity.
And a throw-in opportunity here. Be interesting to see. Looks like they're not going to opt for the long throw this time. Defenders staying back for this one. Louis Lawrence is back as they just go back to the left back.
Met with a chance here to work an opportunity as the ball gets whipped in, but no real accuracy on that cross, and it finds both hands of Crawford. The ball just goes past Sissold and safe, playing it safe, excuse the pun. And the ball launched forwards to Hockenhull. And that's a strong challenge from Tom Hands.
He's going to get a yellow card for that, and it's just not a challenge he had to make at all. Silly from the Bath captain.
Maybe just a bit of pent-up anger and aggression just coming out from the captain there, Tom Hands. But a real chance for Met to work this, whether they launch it into the box or they decide to play it a bit smarter with only about 6 minutes or so left, whether to keep the ball in the corner and start playing those games, those bad games that football has.
Well, the old saying is true, you know, the best form of defence is attack, and Cardiff Met, if they can get a second here, will surely wrap this victory up.
So McFun to take this one on to Crawford. Lawrence is there again. This time his header lacks accuracy. So much so we have to have a new football.
Yeah, Lawrence just got up nice and early, just mistimed his jump slightly. He was always leaning back off balance off the top of his head. But Cardiff Met, if they can keep the ball in this half and keep attacking free kicks, they won't mind that.
Met defending well. Bath have put Ollie Cook, the big centre half, up front now. It is now or never time for Bath as Cardiff Met come away with the ball into Skiverton. There's not a lot of options here for the Cardiff Met players. Skiverton thinks the ball over. And Met with a chance here. It was Alfie Jones. Played the ball across, but safe there again to win it back. A poor pass from Sissold to Hockenhull with a chance here. And
yeah,
a bit of a lack of composure, I'll say, from Hockenhull there. He had more time than he probably thought.
He did, yeah. That was a big chance for him, and Bath not wasting any time here. They need to get back in this game, but Stan Safe had come up from right back again, made a great run, and he was able to intercept and recycle that chance. But here come Bath again.
Up the left-hand side with Sissold. And that's another poor pass from the number 17, and Met again with a chance. Skiverton, the ball was on for Hockenhull. He should have played it, but he's been fouled now out on that left-hand side. Hockenhull Playing it into Osborne. Osborne knows time is on his side, doesn't force anything, plays it back to McPhun. And Met retain possession, playing smart now, Cardiff Met. They know there's not much time left to play in this game. 1-0 up, and as things stand, could potentially be on their way to a Varsity win.
Yeah, it'll all depend as well on what's happening over in the Archers Arena with the basketball, but certainly here, Bath now having to take a few more risks. We saw in that last minute or two a few really loose passes, and Met able to jump on those passes. They had opportunities to go forward quickly, but I think taking the sensible option and just retaining possession, you know, is sensible at this stage in the game, and they don't need to force those passes, Bath do.
I will ask you, Alid, to have a think about your player of the match and come back to me in a minute or so. As Crawford goes along with the free kick. San Pedro can't get it under control. A little bit of afters, but nothing comes of it. And Crawford goes along again. Cornwell doesn't manage to keep the ball in play. It's almost now Alid Bath are playing with 6 attackers.
Yeah.
6 players up front, going gung-ho. They have to.
Ultra attacking mode. If you're a FIFA fan, you'll know all about that. But that ball just running out of play now, and Cardiff Met will take every second they can over this throw. Slow it down, keep possession, keep the ball in the Bath end.
San Pedro gets a firm foot on that, but the ball will trickle down for Wood Harris.
Ollie Cook left a little bit on him there, but in fairness to Wood Harris, he took it in good faith.
There's Perry, but he can't get on the end of that one. Bath retain possession, knocking the ball about with a bit of venom. I say until Osborne wins it back, but Lawrence, the goal scorer, gives it away there. The referee.
Another yellow card.
Looks to be booking Veal for that one. Well, I mean, the rules today, if you kick the ball away after the referee's blown his whistle, it is a bookable offence. I mean, Veal will be thinking, if I can get the ball there, then waste a little bit more time. A yellow card is probably worth it at this point.
Absolutely. Depends if that time is added on at the end. We'll have to see. It probably will be. Referees and officials these days know all the tricks in the book, and they're not gonna let him get away with that.
So Blake with this free kick as we enter the last chance saloon for Bath. All taken short to Richards, trying to work it onto his left foot. Osborne fouls Tom Banks, and Bath, well, another opportunity for the side in blue and yellow to take something from this game.
Yeah, this is a massive chance. This is the chance that they wanted, and Cardiff Met silly in giving it away, and it would be heartbreak now if they let Bath score.
So it's Richards, Tom Blake, and Tom Hand standing over it. It's been left to Matt Richards, the Welshman. Can he sink a dagger into the hearts of Cardiff Met? He takes the free kick, but it's straight into the wall, and Lawrence will pick it up. A heavy touch, but anywhere will do for Cardiff Met now. Bath launched the ball forwards yet again. Sissel now looking to get on the end of that one, but again, great defending, and Allen. It's time for man of the match, I think.
Yeah, Loads of players have performed really well out here tonight. Stan Safe's been excellent. I think Rhys Perry at the back for Cardiff Met, Tom Blake and Tom Banks in the midfield for Bath. But I'm going to give it to the goal scorer, Louis Lawrence. He's been outstanding at the back, and he's produced the moment, which at the moment is the winning goal. Huge moment for his team, and he's been outstanding at the back as well. So Louis Lawrence, my man of the match. As
Lawrence wins the free kick for the Archers. And there's Perry and Ollie Cook going at it.
And Perry, with that injured wrist, might want to step away from that one and not make it any worse. Just take the win.
Yeah, WrestleMania's come early here at King Coyd.
Another yellow card banished. And
how many yellows has that been now? 6, 7?
I've lost count, to be honest, Will. I think it's a varsity match. It's a derby game.
You can expect the bookings to be thrown around in games like this.
It shows how, obviously you don't want fouls and you don't want yellow cards, but it does show the passion that these players have on both sides for this fixture and how much it means to them to win this game.
San Pedro picks the ball up for Bath, trying to find Cornwell, but Met winning the ball and the throw-in.
And Veal in no rush to take this one as he lazily walks over. Now he does go down the line. A bit of a scuff clearance from Hilditch.
Yeah, Collins getting a bit lucky with that one. Safe. Can't win that one. And Lawrence there again. Appeals of handball. The referee waves it away. I think it would have been harsh to give. But Skiverton now. And that's a really strong challenge from Tom Hand, who receives his second yellow of the game and his marching orders. Bath's captain has been sent off, just like he was sent off in the quarter-final against Newcastle. History has repeated itself, and there's another ugly scenes here at King Coyd.
And it's that man Hans who's involved with that. He's ripped the captain's armband off. He's clearly frustrations boiling over from that red card. I think, it was Skiverton just pushed the ball past him, and I think he just probably got a bit of the ball, but caught the man as well. And with Skiverton through on goal, the referee had no option but to banish a second yellow card. And it's a shame for Tom Hans, because he's played well. He's the captain, and at the end of this game, it's a shame that he's just caught him late and let the emotions get the better of him.
Well, it looks like Lewis McFadden is going to pick up a yellow card as well, probably for his part to play in whatever happened after.
More cards than Hallmark here tonight.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy game. The referee's been a busy man.
He has kept control of it quite well, to be fair to him. But Tom Hands there receiving a red card. I mean, already on a yellow. It's a challenge you don't need to make, and probably shouldn't make either. I don't think there was really too much of a need for him to go to ground there. He obviously deemed it necessary. In the referee's eyes, he got it wrong, and thus received a second yellow and then the red. Bath down to 10 for the last remaining minutes of this game. And I think that may just seal it for Cardiff Met.
And I think that Cardiff Met, since taking the lead, have really played this period well. They've done everything that they needed to do. Slow the game down, defend well, just get the ball clear, and let Bath beat themselves in a way. Let Bath build that frustration, and as we've seen now with the red card, that certainly makes it a lot harder for Bath to get back in this game.
So, Skiverton, or Veal, I should say, took the free kick, decided to shoot. Perry picks the ball up, and there may be a chance here for Met, but Perry going straight to the corner. Smart decision from the Archers at number 6. And Bath have been awarded a goal kick. The referee checking his watch. Crawford takes it quickly. This may be the last chance now for Bath San Pedro.
That'll be another one.
As Phillips drags his man back and receives another yellow card. Bath with one last chance now to load the box. Veal commanding his teammates to get higher up the pitch.
Goalkeeper's gone up, Crawford's up.
Yeah, as you say, Alan, Crawford has gone up.
Which is interesting because the free kick's not even in the box, really.
Yes.
The players are not even in the box.
San Pedro has gone off for Johnston. A bit more height with that substitution. Bath going for it here. They have to. They need one chance to save their season. And they might get it here. As the ball falls to Collins, who goes down in the box. And the referee reprimands Collins for diving.
The referee is going to run out of paper in his notebook at the minute. I think there's less players on the field now that haven't been booked than ones that have. It's crazy.
Well, I think the referee got that one spot on. Collins went looking for it, and that is that. Cardiff Met defeat Bath 1-0 in the Varsity football and take a massive step towards the title.
Unbelievable scenes here at Kincoid. You can see how much it means to the players, to the fans on this side. Huge win, and this result will go a long way hopefully tonight in deciding which way Varsity goes overall. A monumental performance from this Archers team. They were absolutely fantastic in a game of very few chances and deserved winners in the end.
Well, the winning goal was scored by Louis Lawrence. His header late in the second half was all that it took for Cardiff Met to secure the win at Varsity. Louis Lawrence, hand him the keys to the campus, build him a statue. His goal has secured the win for Cardiff Met. Bath gave it everything added.
Yeah, they did. It was I wouldn't say a brilliant game. It was scrappy, but both sides gave 100%. And credit to Bath. They defended very, very well. It just took that bounce and that good header down. A little bit of luck as well from Louis Lawrence in the end that split the two teams. But Bath, they came here, they gave it absolutely everything. And if the two teams had drawn tonight, you would have said that was a fair result as well. But Cardiff Met in the end able to just get that crucial moment. We said it halfway through the second half that it might just be that one chance that splits the teams tonight, and it turns out it has.
Yeah, you're right. It was a game. It was a game for the defenders. Both sets of defenders from Bath and Cardiff Met both played excellently. Really restricted the attacking movement from both sides, and it came down to that one chance from a set piece, and arguably the best player on the pitch was the one to score the goal. And Louis Lawrence has written his name into Cardiff Met folklore with that goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we mentioned, brilliant performances from the likes of Stan Safe and Rhys Perry as well. I think Jack Hockenhull, when he came on, was really, really energetic, leading that front line, looking to get in behind the Bath defence. And on their side, Ollie Cook, Elliot Creeley at the back, really defended well. The goalkeeper Owen Crawford producing a brilliant save just before the goal as well. And the midfield three of Richards, Blakes and Banks really, really played well. But we're looking at the Bath team now, and they can't believe it. They're gutted, but it's going to be a great night for the men's football club here tonight, and congratulations to them.
Yeah, well, the season for Bath has probably not ended in the way they would have liked. Losing in the quarter-final of the Bucks competition and then losing 1-0 here again to Cardiff Met. As for Cardiff Met, they lost in the Bucks quarter-final as well, but have managed to end their season on a high. And what a night for those players to remember as they end their university careers here at Cardiff Met University.